There was a time when gamers were tired of World War II shooters. Then a few sent us to space, some let us run on walls, and others put us in massive mechs while fighting others on the ground. Despite me liking most of those types of shooters with such mechanics, there seemed to be a bit of ADD in the industry with who wanted something futuristic versus something rooted in historical war or present time. Sledgehammer brings us back to World War II since 2008 with probably the best experience you can find from the era. This being their second entry as a lead developer in the Call of Duty franchise, we're really given a treat here. When it comes to bang for your buck, it's really hard to argue that World War II doesn't give you enough to play. The three main modes Call of Duty comes with out of the box are Campaign, Multiplayer, and Zombies. Each has hours and hours of content. Let's start out with Campaign and talk about the story/experience you're given here. Average time to complete for the campaign is about 6 to 7 hours depending on the difficulty you choose. If you go in looking for intel and searching for other things in the game, you're looking closer to 10 to 11 hours. The story instantly reminded me of the HBO series Band of Brothers. The story starts out with your character bonding with other soldiers headed off to the famous World War II. Sledgehammer outdid themselves when it comes to storytelling, and it actually makes you feel for characters. Part of this game releasing, I found myself wondering how much more interesting can another fight at Normandy or the Battle of the Bulge be? How many times have we played them? The game focuses on a lot more on what is going on with your squad and how to navigate through each level. New to the Call of Duty series is using each of your squad for a specific task, whether it be for health, ammo, intel, and grenades as example. Each mission plays itself out very well. The overall pace of the game changes a number of times. There are moments when it's all-out war, and others when you try to sneak into a base or steal intel. Other times you'll find yourself in a car chase. You find yourself caring a lot for these characters, though they may or may not die, and some you'll like or dislike a lot. As we don't like having spoilers in this review, I won't mention much about the story, but I will say that some missions are very powerful and will leave you with your jaw dropped. If you're the type that usually skips Call of Duty campaigns, give this one a try simply from the production value given from start to finish. Many people have called Call of Duty a rinse and repeat product with multiplayer. While I agree that the formula is the same, I disagree that each one is simply a new one with a new skin. After coming off the fast and frantic Infinite Warfare, this game changes the tempo of multiplayer vastly. You feel a lot more grounded and your character feels almost heavy. Gunplay is silky smooth as all of the Call of Duties are, but I did have a few issues with how slow and uneditable the overall movement is when you're scoped in regardless of what gun you're using. There are actually a few times when a person circling you in multiplayer actually has the advantage because your gun moves so slow left to right. This can be remedied with the basic training completed, but you don't unlock it until later in multiplayer. Which segues me into what's different in multiplayer customization this time. You choose a specific division, which has a progression system of its own. Each division can be leveled up 4 times prior to prestiging that division. Each time you level up, you'll be given something to use as a default while playing with that division. This can be something as simple as running faster, or maybe a bayonet at the end of your rifle. You're not locked down to specific weapons while playing a specific division, but weapons may be suited better for a division over others. Basic training works as the perk system we've come to know and love, that you can also use with that division. Basic training badges unlock as you progress your overall character level. One of Call of Duty's greatest strength is almost how everything has a progression. This goes from guns, division, basic training, and even some funny melee weapons. You'll be playing for hours. So how was the overall multiplayer experience? Well, Call of Duty started out with a lot of bugs across both consoles and PC. Headquarters, which is the new lobby, was down for almost 3 weeks. This is similar to Destiny's mode where you can go in and see other players, you can buy items, sign up for challenges. In the Call of Duty realm, you can prestige certain items and level up your guns. Socially, you can share experience here from crates earned or purchased during the game. You can see what other people open and what other people have earned, which makes it kind of fun. Microtransactions were turned off at launch as well, and while they are here, they don't share the same reputation as other games that are considered play to win. Most of your favorite modes are back, with the exception of a new mode called War. Many people have made this their new home for multiplayer. To sum it up, both opposing teams have a different role. It's the new take on the Battlefield mode called Rush. A match starts with one team trying to push tanks to a new position, for example, while the other team tries to prevent them from doing so. If the attacking team get their tanks to the specific position, the other team must retreat to the next objective to defend. There are 3 main objectives in each match. Both teams attack and defend. I've had a great time with this mode with friends and playing solo, and you'll find yourself jumping through all the classes to find which is best suited for each match type. At the moment, there are only 3 main maps for War, and while what exists is a blast, I'm looking forward to something new in the future. I've personally noticed a few issues with normal multiplayer when it comes to spawn points, a few maps not being balanced very well, and only giving you around 2 to 3 directions to go after you spawn. I've had moments when I've been killed and respawned directly into gunfire, or even seen myself die in someone's kill cam only to kill me in their own line of sight. We are given 10 maps at launch, and while that seems like plenty, you'll find yourself saying, not this one again. Zombies is, well, zombies. It's never been one of my favorite modes, but some people love it. It's hard not to argue how scary this one actually is, though. The horror brought to this mode is something to appreciate in so many levels. The NPCs look horrific, and in many aspects I found myself having a few jump scares of my own, and I don't scare easily. Nothing really new per se in this mode aside from new maps, new actors, and new objectives to complete and move you on to the next wave. However, you must try this even if you're not a zombie fan just to see what Sledgehammer has done in this mode. If you have the opportunity to play this on an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro, you need to. It looks and runs fantastic. I found myself a number of times stating on how beautiful this game looks. This game also doesn't let down from an audiophile's perspective. If you have a great sound system, you'll be hearing bullets whizzing by, grenades exploding in different areas in your living room, all while escaping zombies from areas you didn't even know they could sneak into. Sledgehammer has really brought us something special this year, and if you're looking forward to getting the crew back together to play some good old-fashioned Call of Duty, this is the one to get everyone back together. Call of Duty is back and waiting for you to give it a try if you haven't already.